Hello again. A couple things before I move on to the offense. Let's get back here on the defense slide. First thing, notice we have 10 players currently on the team. Only 9 are allowed on the field at one time. So even though in this case Walton was not in the play, he is going to be playing defense and most likely either middle line and or linebacker, cornerback. So um, even if you are located in a specific spot on this slide, be aware of what everyone's job is because it's quite likely that you'll be moved to a different position while we get everything figured out. And you'll be subbed out and you'll probably be on the sideline for a couple plays or something like that. Just be aware of that. Also, make sure you do not jump off sides. Although defensive players can move, they cannot go past the line of scrimmage until the ball is snapped. Um, and when I say you can move in such a way that isn't like trying to make the offensive person flinch. So it's not like a really fast movement towards them. It's more of like a side movement to try to get a better angle, something like that. Okay, let's move on to some offense stuff. First of all, you have to be in the huddle prior to the play to prevent hidden receiver trick plays. In terms of eligible receivers, you'll notice we have a lot. We have the maximum number of eligible receivers for a 9-person game. Um, this person can receive, this person can receive, this person can receive, this person, and that person. Um, I don't have a running back because I figured the quarterback can just run the ball. Now, in order to make sure you're eligible, these 5 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, have to be on the line of scrimmage. There will be a referee on the line of scrimmage, on the sideline if you need to see or ask them if you are on the line of scrimmage. Now, these people that are a little back have to make sure they are not on the line of scrimmage. So what they can do is stand on the line of scrimmage, take one big step back, and then they're good. So we have 4 plays to get to the next line. On the 4th play, we can punt, which we won't really be punting. It just moves the ball to a better spot for when we take the defense. If we get our first down, we get 4 more plays to move to the next line. If the defense moves after you are set offensively, you cannot move. So once you're set, you have to wait till the ball is snapped. So if a defender moves to a different spot and you're like, oh no, it's going to be hard for me to block him, that's tough. You got to wait till the ball is snapped and then try to get in front of him. As far as the quarterback is concerned, you have to make sure your team is set for a full second before you snap the ball. You can put someone in motion if you want, if you need help for blocking or something, which brings me to talking about the possibilities on every play. So no matter what play is called, there's some things that you can do if the play is busted and if it's just, they get too much pressure and it's not going to work, or someone falls down, the person you were going to throw to falls down or something. And these things happen all the time. One of the things you can do if they're putting a lot of pressure and these people are just getting in on you all the time, or on just one play, if this person gets past your blockers, you have probably a half second to get rid of the ball. If this person misses their block, or they got to their block but the person just got past them anyway, if this person is an eligible receiver, so they can turn around, put their hand in the air, and notice these 2 tight ends are the tallest people on the team. And so if they just turn around and the quarterback throws it over this person's head, they can probably catch the ball and get 5-10 yards, which is great. So if you get beat and you are a tight end, just turn around, throw your hands in the air, maybe turn around, maybe backpedal a little bit so get more yards upfield. But yeah, don't just stand there useless. Turn around and try to make yourself available. The quarterback can decide to run, right? If there's a lot of pressure here, he could maybe run over there. One thing I like my quarterbacks to do is do a delayed run from time to time. That's like get the snap, take a few step drop while looking up, and then make a run through one of the open spots. Those often get like 5 yards or more. Okay, so those are some possibilities on every play. Another possibility is quarterback. If you notice, there's pressure coming from a certain awesome defender every time, and they just have a super good player on their team. You can always pull one of these receivers in motion and say, "Hey, why don't you stand right here and block this person who keeps coming in and getting past everybody?" You can do something like that. All right, and then on the next slide, I'm going to talk about some specific plays. Okay. This first play here, we're going to call it fishing because our primary target is going to be this side receiver, and they're going to do a hook, like a fishing hook. So they're just going to run 3 to 5 yards, turn around. For a hook pass play to work, the ball probably is going to be thrown pretty hard. It's going to be in the air before this person turns around. So when they turn around, the ball's already on the way, and they just try to find it and grab it. The goal here is that it's a relatively open field with most of the defensive players over here, and maybe you can get this guy to miss and get a couple more yards, or not. Maybe you get 5 yards and we open up the field for later. Secondary receiver would be a button hook right here on the slot, and then this outside receiver is going to do a go route straight. Keep in mind, if you are given a route to run and the defender is on you like glue and you don't think it's going to work, do not change your route. It is up to the quarterback's discretion, and it's his decision to throw it to you or not. But if he throws it to an area of the field where he thinks you're going to be and you're not there, that's an easy way to get an interception, okay? So whether you think the play is busted or not, and you're a receiver, you've been given a route, run the route. This play here is called Robbery. The primary receiver is the slot receiver here on the slant towards the outside. The reason it's called Robbery is depending on how well you do it, it's technically an illegal play. But if you sell it right, it works. So robbery is illegal. So that's why we're going to call it that. The job of this outside receiver is to basically get in the way of this defender who's on the slot receiver. To do that without having a flag thrown on you is you have to kind of get in their way, but in doing so you have to look like you're looking at the quarterback and trying to receive a pass. So your hands are going to be up, giving the quarterback a target, and you're not actually running into them. It's more of a brush by, maybe a slight contact in the shoulder. Basically, it's so they can't run through you to get to their man. Meanwhile, the slot receiver hopefully can get a free slant to the outside and a quick pass out here. So that's robbery. Keep in mind on all of these pass plays that we're talking about, the job of these 5 people is to contain the defense to the outside of this U shape. So that's your main job. You're not going out. You're actually kind of staying your ground or even slightly backing up, and probably more so backing up as you push them away and outside of where the quarterback's located. Okay. This play is pretty much the same thing. I'm calling it house arrest because it's like a robbery, but you're inside, so inside your house. In this play, the slot receiver is now taking out the defenders, and the outside receiver is cutting inside to receive the pass. In this case, the outside receiver, since they are on the line of scrimmage, has to kind of delay at the line. So they can kind of pretend like they're, on the snap, they can pretend like they're going to run, but then they kind of stop and wait for the slot receiver to cut inside and kind of take their man out. Again, it's not like you're running straight into the person and pushing them out of the way. That's illegal. But if you can, manage to brush past them accidentally while the outside receiver cuts inside, that's what we're going for there. So this is an extension of the fishing hook. It's called bait. The goal here is to look like you're doing the button hook here, and then do a go route. after that. These two people are secondary receivers, but their job mainly is to get the defense to go deep so the safety is concerned about this side of the field and doesn't have any over the top help here. In order for this to work, it has to be faster than initially you think it might. When this outside receiver here does the button hook, the quarterback needs to do a pump fake. And after the pump fake, the actual throw happens pretty quick. So this guy turns, the quarterback does a pump fake, but this guy doesn't have to really wait for that to happen. He can turn, give a target, and then go right away. The pump fake happens, and then the throw happens pretty soon after that, so as not to give this person time to catch up and or the safety time to get over the top. So this play we'll call flat because these areas of the field are called the flat. And the purpose here is for the receivers to drag the defenders away while the tight end goes to the flat to receive a pass. This play works best, and you can do it to the right or the left, so you can call it flat right or flat left. This play works best when the defensive line and or linebackers think the tight ends are always blocking. And so it's usually not a great play to do early, but once we see that the tight ends are blocking, now you throw them out on a route to catch them by surprise. And hopefully if this part of the field is cleared out nicely, or this part, if you decide to do it left, will create some space for a run after the catch. And finally, we'll call this play push. I'm calling it push because everyone's job kind of changes. This is when the quarterback is calling a run play. Everyone's blocking assignment changes, whereas before I said your job when blocking is to kind of back up and push the people away. On a run play, you're not backing up at all. You're running forward, and you are creating open space. And so if that run play wants to go to the left, like through this hole, for instance, these people have to create a hole by blocking in specific directions. So running forward and pushing people out of the way to create a space for a run. So that can go left or right, and we can talk about the different possible gaps that it can go into. One last thing. I noticed that I had a 10th name on here. The people I expect to be moving around in the game, I'm going to try to keep the tight ends and the quarterback in the same spot the whole game, but everyone else is probably going to be moving around, and this person, Tyler in this particular case, that hasn't been in the plays, will be in the game and in the plays. I just didn't put everyone in the setup because there can only be 9 people. But keep in mind, please know what everyone's job is depending on what play you're in. All right, thanks for watching.